Mink woke up hungry. He stuck his nose in the air and he could smell fish. My name is Joe Ives, and I'm going to tell a story about Mink and the wolf. So the mink, he ran down to the river, and there were all the salmon returning up the river. So he saw the scoops returning, and the salmon in our Sklallam language is called scooped. He caught one of the salmon and started to cook it. He was so hungry for salmon, he was drooling. Just then, his friend the wolf came by because he could smell the salmon.
Hey, Mink. You gonna eat that scooch?
Oh no, I'm not hungry. I'm gonna wait. Wolf saw that the mink was just being greedy, and then he sat down and said,
Well, if you're just waiting, I got a story for you.
This young man, he woke up and he had a pain in his stomach, so he went down to the river and he saw Old Man Fisherman. Old Man Fisherman was all weathered and grayed and wrinkles, and they'd only see him when the salmon would starting to run up the rivers. He used to be down at the mouth of the river to greet the salmon, and he would sing to them welcoming songs. And he follows him into the water and went down. And woke up on another beach. And the people there were salmon people. And they brought him to the chief. He went and met the chief, and the chief told him how they lived. He told the chief that he was hungry and that his village was hungry. They were hungry for salmon. Chief told him he could have all the salmon he wanted, but he had to learn this ritual. At the beginning of each feast, he had to go and collect all the remains, all the bits and pieces and parts that they didn't use, and they were going to return those pieces to the river. He told him, what I do to them, I do to myself. So after he learns this salmon ritual, the chief told him that he needed to go back and teach his people about this ritual. Old Man Fisherman goes and catches a large salmon. And he opens it up in front of all these people in the village. And out comes this young man that had been missing for a while, telling them where he was at, where he was gone, and was going to teach him the salmon ritual and the salmon dance and how to return the remains. And the remains will go back into the water and turn back into more salmon. After the story, Wolf looked over and saw Mink snoring away. So Wolf ate that salmon. He took some of the grease and rubbed it all over Mink's mouth while Mink was asleep. Then Wolf, he left. Mink woke up really hungry. He saw the salmon was gone and there was salmon grease all over his mouth. He thought he must have eaten, and he had to go home hungry as ever. And that's the ritual we still do and never stop doing for hundreds of years.
Old man fisherman again. Old man fisherman again. Nope, not in the fire. Oh, can I hold her? No, no. Yeah, do that. See what happens.
That goes to that story. And it's a big one. It's 10 foot killer whale.
I remember the bear in the ring.
Which one?